Welcome to Module 5 of the Global Affordable Perfume Marketing Business. And in this module, we're going to be exploring the employees or the employees or the operators approach. Don't forget to mention, like we mentioned in Module 4, there are two set of people. There are those who have the time but don't have the money, which we refer to as the operators, and the employees. And there are those who have the money but don't have the time, which we refer to as the investors or the sponsor, right? And in this module 5, we want to talk to the operators or the employees. And to help you understand that, I want to talk about the fact that there is something called the heart of the human problem. The heart of the human problem. And to help you understand that, somebody made a statement and he said that the heart of the human problem is the state of the human heart. The heart of the human problem is the state of the human heart. In other words, if you want to really look at what is wrong with humanity, it is mostly the state of the human heart. Every activity you see on earth today, right? Evil occurrences, criminality, scam, and the rest of them is a reflection of the state of the human heart. Now, one thing that is peculiar with this state of the human heart is this. Perhaps you may not have noticed, but one of the things you will find predominantly among the poor people who are struggling financially, people who are struggling to make ends meet, one of the predominant things you find among their character is untrustworthiness. Yeah. Doesn't mean that there are people who are, doesn't mean that there are no people who are trustworthy, but they are still broke. No, that's not what it means. But mark my word, I'm using the word predominantly. If you gather 100 poor people in one place, right? In terms of integrity and trust, it will be a hard search to find 2 people of that 100 who are trustworthy, who can be trusted with resources. Who can be trusted with resources. So one of the things that is so scarce right now, in the world today is integrity. Trust is so scarce that whoever that is fine to possess trust, even criminals will trust resources into their hands. One of the things that the wealthy people are looking for right now is people that they can trust with information, people that they can trust with knowledge, people that they can trust with certain contacts. That is why you have people who are wealthy or who are rich, ethically wealthy or ethically rich, right? You find just 1% of the population, and then 99% of the other ones are people who are struggling between average results, are predominantly people who are struggling to make ends meet. I'm saying this from experience because I'm not wealthy, right? I'm just there, right? I'm just there. But in terms of dealings and involvement with people, especially Nigerians and Africans, this may get you angry, right? But I need to say this because this particular module 5 is for operators and for employees. The average Nigerian employee and the African employee in particular is a thief. The average Nigerian employee or the average Nigerian staff or the African staff, right, who works in an organization is a thief. Is looking for every means possible to either change his boss, to either look for a way to, as in, I don't need to say much about the kind of testimonies that I experienced in the office. And I'm most time trying to block someone from stealing money through, I'm blocking this, they are opening this, I'm blocking this, they are opening this, I'm blocking this, they are opening this. The level of trustworthiness that exists among Nigerians and Africans in particular, right, is out of the roof. Is out of the roof. Now, why is this important to this Module 5? It's because if you're going to find someone who is going to trust you with their hard-earned money, if you're going to find someone who is going to trust you with their hard-earned money, it is going to be a hard search. Yet, it is not impossible. If you're going to find someone who is going to trust you with their hard-earned resources, as small as it is, maybe 250k, 500k, 150k, it is going to be a hard search. And why that is true, it is the same people that need the resources, that need money to run their businesses, that need money to expand certain things, that are still the same people that have made these people to be hardened in their hearts to even release money to invest in genuine and ethical businesses. The point is, it is not that money is not available. It is not that money is not available. It is that people are hard in trusting other people with their hard-earned money, because you find 100 people that you have even tried to help or to even trust with certain resources, right? Over time, what you find is consistent disappointment. Consistent disappointment. I speak this way because a few years ago, this is about 10 years now. 6 years now. We were in church and I was the youth pastor on this particular denomination, whose name I will not mention, popular denomination. I was the youth pastor, right? And they know me in church as someone who has business acumen, investment preview, and I have this knack for money management and wealth creation and all that. They know that about me. And the pastorate met, and they decided to consult me and to say that I should design an empowerment program for youths in the church. And I said, okay, what can we do? What can we do? Something that is close to home, something that will not be complex for them to understand. So I came up with an empowerment program. I built it around the cooperative system. For those who are not aware, just for education purposes, in this operators model, that's Module 5. For those who are not aware, the cooperative system, how it operates is that if whatever amount of money you are able to save, depending on the rules that guide the cooperative system, whatever amount of money you are able to save in 6 months or at times in 3 months, right, the cooperative can give it back to you times 2, at times times 3 in form of loan. So let's assume if you are able to save, let's say 600,000 with a particular cooperative, for a 3 months period, right? They can give you a loan of, let's assume you save 300,000 naira for 6 months. That is for 3 months. That is 100,000 every month for 3 months. You could afford to do that, right? They can give you a loan of ×2 first of all. So if you save 300,000 naira for 3 months, right, they can give you 600k to be paid back on a monthly basis. Now, some do 6 months. If you do 6 months, for let's say for 6 months you're able to save 600k, they can give you a loan of around 1.2 million ×2 of that, so that you can pay back gradually. Which means also, if you're able to save 1 million naira with a cooperative for 6 months, they can give you 2 million, right? Just basically that's how we operate. Minimal interest rates. You can have access to loan as what you want, as the one you want every 3 months or after 6 months when you're done paying by the previous one. So I leverage on that because of the environment that we're operating in, and I design an empowerment program and make it possible that all the church we have to do was to bring out the first capital, which was then, I think it was about either 250k to 100 and something thousand. This is about 6-7 years ago or so, thereabouts. And once they buy the first bike, the first motorbike, right, what we do is that this guy, based on a contract or based on a verbal agreement on a contract that's going to be signed, we can give this first bike to the first person, and on a daily basis the person just need to be consistent, right, doing his normal work that he has been doing. They just be paying back, let's say 4,000 naira at the end of every day, so that in 3 months, right, whatever money is able to save with 4,000 naira in 3 months, we can double that money with loans from the cooperative. That loan will be able to get us, I think it was either 2 new bike plus the old from the first, that's 3 bikes, right? So we empower the first person ride the bike for the first 3 months. Then with what he has saved in there, we take a loan, then buy another 2 extra bike, empower another 2 people, right? These 3 bikes will be working for the next 3 months again. Another 3 months would have been done paying back the loan we took 3 months ago. I would have also saved some money. Then we keep going like that. By the end of the 1 year period, the way the program was designed, by the end of the 1 year period, the church will have been able to get at 2 bikes per month every 3 months, right? Would have been able to get about that's about 8 bikes plus the first one has about 9 bikes, so that youths who were unemployed, looking for something, at least something to be putting money on their table, could be able to have something that they are doing. Powerful program. I prayed about it, wisdom came, I was able to come design all that, present it to the church. The church said fantastic. We released the money, we bought the first bike. Let me also add this. By the time we were done, by the time the first guy, the only clause that was added there was that the money that they used to buy the bike, the guy will have to pay back, but only at the end of 1 year. Then by the time he paid that money back at the end of 1 year, he will also have a savings of nothing less than 300,000 naira in cash savings of his personal money. Then we also keep the bike, which means by the end of 1 year, that person would have been as in settled, because even his savings will also be enough to even get another bike for somebody else, which means he has now have 2 sources of income. Fantastic idea. You know what happened? We empowered the first guy, sincere guy, church guy, dedicated and all that. By the time he was done riding the bike for the first 3 months, and he saw that the money that was used to get the bike has been completed, this guy said is no longer interested in the empowerment program. In fact, it became a battle between him and me, who was managing the program for the first 3 months, which means that even just after 3 months later, we cannot even empower the second set of people that were coming in. Nothing was wrong with the bike. It's a 3-month-old bike. This guy was making money every day, but he refused to honor that agreement. He refused to honor that contract. And church settings, so that we don't lose a member and maybe tarnish the image of the church. They dragged the matter for almost like 2 months thereabouts. At a point, I was just led to speak to church. Let's release the bike for him. Number one, that guy didn't do well with that bike. He didn't even stay with me for up to 3 months or 4 months. It was from one problem to another problem. Now, out of 8 people that would have been empowered with that simple program, right? It messed up the entire thing. It messed up the entire thing. That is how wicked the human heart is. The reason why I share this story with you, right, is so that you know that the 555 wealth creation system is trying to restore confidence in the hearts of people that have money but don't have the time in managing businesses. We launched this year 2025, and so far 2 people have been employed already based on the contract that I mentioned in module 4. The operational business management contracts, the 555 contracts, and the partnership contracts. They have been working fine since the year began. From January up to now, they've been doing well, and we are making progress. And we are trusting God that all the things we've learned over the years, designing different investment programs that we have infused into this 555 wealth creation system, where we are bridging the gap between those who have the resources to invest into real and practical and profitable businesses, right? And those who are sincere, that want to work, that can be trusted, that want to really do business. They want somebody to bring 500,000 or 1 million naira to set up a business for them to be able to manage and work with them. We are believing God that what we have designed, that has been working since the year began, 2025, and we have made this is, as I put and recorded this particular video, this is going to be the 5th month since we launched, and it has been going consistently. Because learning from our past experiences, we have to bring certain things, certain clause and certain landmark and certain check and balances into the program. When you get those documents I've mentioned before in module 4, right, you'll be able to understand what I'm saying perfectly. That is, if you paid for this course, you'll be able to have access to those documents and you understand better what I am saying. Because it is not lack of resources, it is not lack of money that is the issue. It is that there are people who genuinely have money to invest in certain kind of businesses, but they can't find people. They can't find people to invest in. And that is why we designed the programs that we have designed. And the goal or the dream is to create at least 12 profitable businesses in 2025. And each of these businesses is supposed to employ, at least within this year alone, at least 1 staff who will be able to manage the business for the now and run it for 1 year. That is 12 employees. 12 employees for 12 businesses for the 12 months of this year. So if you get the opportunity to go through this training, the Global Affordable Perfume Marketing Business, which is one of the businesses that we are training on and helping partners to put resources together and get staff to employ someone and to work for them, right? If you happen to be someone who is an operator or who want to sign up to become an operator in this business, what you don't want to come into this business to do, or what do you want to do with your life, or you don't want to do with the remaining days that you have on this earth, is to try to break the trust that people have on you. I will say this. I will move on to the real content of this module 5. I will say this. At the roots of financial poverty, if you like, you can fast and pray for 400 years. You are not getting out of it. The roots of poverty, the root of financial deprivation, the root of financial lack, are the roots and the foundation of it is lack of trust. Is lack of trust. So any plan or any design or any tactics that is built around distrust, untrustworthiness, lack of integrity, smartness, trying to play game, any plan built around these things as a plan that is going to get you out of poverty or get you outside of deprivation or outside of financial lack, it is a trap. It's a setup that is digging you are digging yourself deeper into what I like to call transgenerational poverty. That's what you're doing. I'm a Christian, right? And my Bible tells me that before Adam became untrustworthy, before Adam became untrustworthy, he was living in a place called the Garden of Eden. He was a resourced man, endowed man, kept in a garden that was well resourced and well refreshed, until distrust came in, and that distrust, lack of trust and integrity, pull him out of that comfort, pull him out into the place of poverty, the place of struggling, the place of curses. That is why any plan that is built around getting out of poverty by stealing, by trick, or by trying to do people, or by trying to become unserious, not honoring contracts, is digging you deeper into much more poverty that you cannot even get yourself out. Not even you, talk much less of your generation after you. These are real life realities. That is why a major part of the 3 contracts you are going to sign as an operator or an employee in this program, right? If you want to come in as an operator in this program, is the place of a guarantor, someone that can be held accountable and that can hold you accountable. Someone that can be held accountable and that can hold you accountable. That if somebody invests in you and you choose to mess up the entire thing, this person is going to be held liable and accountable to pay back whatever investment that was invested into you. That's how serious the program is. That's how serious the program is. But when you get the document, you have to understand the weight of what becoming an operator or becoming an employee in this contract, right, is all about. Then also for investors, right, this is designed to give you confidence that whenever, apart from the fact that the businesses that you are building are not abstract businesses, they are real, tangible, and businesses that you can manage and you can see the operational progress and all that, right? Is to also give you confidence in these businesses. So, having dealt with this is module 5. If you are going to win in your pitch as an operator, if if you are going to win in your pitch as an operator who is pitching for someone to be invested in, right? The first thing you want to do is to become what I mentioned in module 3, right? Become what? An evangelist. You go through this entire course, and all the things that you are expected to do, expected to invest you to do, or will pass you through, you personally pass yourself through the training, which is before you meet anyone to come and invest in you, first of all, show workings by implementing the content of module 3, which talks about you building a client base or a clientele list of talking to people. Pick the first 1 month of 30 days. At the end of these 30 days, you can start talking to people about investing in you. But until you have done this, don't speak to anyone about investing money in you. What do you want to do? Get yourself out there. Get a notebook. And every day for 30 days, speak to at least 20 people about your business. The business you are about to start. I'm about to start this business. I'm into perfume marketing business. This is how much profit, or you may not even talk about the profit, but I'm going to start this business to start perfume. You learn to use your emotional hook. Things are hard. You want to start this so that you can do this and do this and do that. Then begin to build from there. Collect phone numbers, WhatsApp numbers, contact numbers like that. Right? At the end of the day, when you get back for the day, 20 people per day, target all across all the 14 channels that we spoke about. You collect their phone numbers, you add them into a WhatsApp, you create your own WhatsApp group, and at the end of that 30 days period, you have a notebook that has all the contacts of where you met these people, their phone numbers, how you met them, how you can reach them. Then you create a WhatsApp group. You are adding them to that WhatsApp group. Every day you are updating that WhatsApp group. You are engaging with them. You are sending DM, just chatting with them. Your products are coming by the end of the month. When they are ready for sampling or they are ready for texting, you will come around to their places and show them your products. So you will have, by the end of 30 days, you will have a client base or a WhatsApp group that is filled with at least 600 people that you have physically interacted with. You know their offices, you know where they work, you know where, you know their church, you know their fellowship, you know their houses. You are knocking from door to door, making sure that you build a clientele of at least 600 people, or at least 300, and at most more than 600. Then you have this list and you have this WhatsApp number. You have shown working. You have done the work of an evangelist. You now have people who are ready to buy the product, so that you don't get an investor gives you money to invest in you, only for the product to be brought into your hands and there is nobody to sell them to. So when you are making the promise of, sir, this and this and this and this is what you get if you give me money to invest in this business, you can show the person your WhatsApp group. You can show them your notes. You can show them the work that you have done. You can show them how you want the contract to operate. Of course, you have access to all the documents. You can print them out in PDF format and show it to them that this is how the contract is structured to work. We can give this to a lawyer. The contract is going to be for so number of years. Normally, it's designed to run for 5 years. And you are committing yourself to run this business for the next 5 years. After which, you can choose not to work again. You can choose to go out. So that to make sure that whoever is investing money into you have confidence in you, you're going to be able to do this. Then when you bring in investors, when you bring in investors and you bring in your guarantor, even when you show the guarantor the work you've done, they will be able to put in their word for you that don't worry, sir, no matter what happens in this business, I'm here to support this young man who is an operator, who is going to be your employee, to help you run this business on your behalf. So the most important part, or the most important work that you have to do, is the work of an evangelist, talking about that business for at least 30 days, having clients who are ready to make payment, who are ready to buy these products from you by the time they arrive. Once you begin to pitch your investors, right, and they see you're working, it becomes easy for them to believe you. Then when you bring in your guarantor, who is going to guarantee the funds are going to be funded into you, right, the money they're going to be given to you, then confidence is boosted, because they can see the work you've done. They can see that clients are ready to make purchase and all that. And can I also say this? If you partner with us and my wife becomes the supplier, you are buying at the distributor price for my wife, and my wife begins to supply to you, right? We have what we call the buyback offer. I will explain more on that perhaps in one of the modules. We have the buyback offers. The truth is that there is no way, actually, there's no way your business will fail if you do all the things we've said. But if peradventure you do this thing for consistently for 6 months, for 3 months, and the product that you bought, right, are not selling out, we have what we call the buyback offer. We can buy back the entire products from you at the same wholesale price that was given to you, and the only money you're going to be losing is what? Is probably the way that you paid for it. Whatever that is left that you couldn't sell and you don't want to continue, we can buy them. Of course, they are perfume, they don't expire, right? So we buy them back from you, give you back your money, and they return back to us. That way your investor doesn't lose and you self doesn't lose, but over time you've learned something about the business that you're building. So I believe this makes a lot of sense to someone who is an operator who want to go into this, to get to pitch for a sponsor, to pitch for an investor. So having said this, let's round up with this. How do you find your investors? How do you find your investors? Those who possibly can invest in you. When you have done the entire work for the first 30 days, you have a waiting market, a waiting clientele that want to buy your product from you. Now you are sourcing for money to do what? To pitch, to be able to take delivery of your first product, because if you pay for your product within the first 2-3 days, they have arrived. How do you get investors, right? So where can you get investors? Number one of them is your family. Look at your family. You can talk to your dad, you can talk to your friends, your circle of influence. Number two, your religious organizations within your mosque and within your church. You can meet your pastor, show him the work you've done, show him the clients in the WhatsApp group you have built, show him people that you can even add them to the WhatsApp group, show people that are ready to buy the products. You want to start small, you're looking for somebody to be able to invest in you. You can show them. Thank God all the videos trainings are on YouTube for free. You can send them the video that you have gone through this training and you want to implement the content of this course. What you just need is just for somebody to invest in you, and you begin to drive from there. You can meet your pastor, you can meet your imam, explain these things to them. That is number 2 place where you can find investor. Number 3 place you can find investor to pitch to is the bank. Go to any bank or look at all the channels that we have mentioned. All the channels that we have mentioned, all the 14 channels that will be sent to you in the PDF format, and also that we mentioned in module 2. All the channels that we mentioned, the banks, the telecommunication companies, oil and gas, car wash centers, and those strategic places. Pick some of them that especially the law firm. Yes, For lawyers who are doing well, who have the resources to invest in you, of course, you'll be afraid to run away their money. They can trust you because they will also be the one to be able to convert the document into legal materials. So that's another place. Number 3 place, you can find those that you can pitch to come and invest in what? In your business. And lastly, your contact business list. The same people that you are pitched to for the last 30 days, you can look at those that might likely be interested. Don't post it in the WhatsApp group, but target them as you are pitching. Mark out those that can possibly have the resources to invest in you. They are already in your WhatsApp group. They know those people want to buy. You can expose them to this course again. Send them all the videos you want to experiment it, but right now you actually lack money to be able to buy the product to sell. This is what you would like them to be a part of, right? You can own the business. You can own the larger share of the business. You can own the percentage of it. You can own it 50-50 and make profits. We share profits, but I will do the work. So far, I'm able to make money. Then you will place me on a monthly salary. Then we know that we own this business so percentage. When we send this document, you have details to everything that is also there. Then when you talk about the buyback offer too, it makes the job to be easy for them to jump on. I believe with this, we've been able to look at the global affordable perfume marketing business, the operators or the employees approach. It's pretty much straightforward. When you have those 3 contracts and you look through them, right, you have access to the 14 channels through which you can sell your product. Everything else is pretty much basic, that is built around this entire stuff, and the videos are there on YouTube for you to be able to look at all of them, and you are able to pitch out, get money, and start running your business consistently. The same effort that you put in talking to 20 clients every day, you keep repeating the same thing every month. Start getting new areas. You keep going. You do this for an entire year. You spoke to at least over 3,600 or 3,400 people at the end of the 1 year period. I believe this is an amazing opportunity to radically and completely transform your finances over the next 12 months of your life. Don't forget, at the roots of poverty, at the roots of financial deprivation, at the roots of financial hardship is lack of trust. Therefore, any plan that has to do with cutting corners, becoming untrustworthy, becoming dubious, becoming crooked, so that to get away out of poverty won't get you out of poverty. Rather, it will dig you deeper into more financial pain, into more financial confusion, into more financial frustration. I can guarantee you that the heart of the human problem is the state of the human heart. If you fix your heart, there is nothing else around you when it has to do with your finances that cannot be fixed. That will bring us to the end of module 5 of the global affordable perfume marketing business, the employees approach. Don't forget, my name is Dan Larubasa. I'm a life after school coach. I'm a quantum leap enabler. I'm a value marketing strategist. I'm a goals achiever, expert and above all. I am an SMS certified master fundraiser with over 10 years experience across board. Bye for now. See you in module 6 of the global affordable perfume marketing business. Bye for now.